If you're anything like me, then your story doesn't have a good ending either. And I'm going to tell you why coming up right now. What's up, VIPs? Derek here, back with another video where it's all about helping you discover life after sight loss. On this channel, we do product reviews, life advice, encouragement, how-tos, and so much more. So if you're new here and that sounds good to you, consider smashing that subscribe button so you don't miss another single video. Today, I want to talk about stories, specifically the story of your life. Now, here I have with me a book. It's a pretty popular book, and it has been written for a long time. It's called The Velveteen Rabbit. Now, The Velveteen Rabbit, I'm not going to go through the story today, but the point is, it's very popular and has been told for a long, long time. Why is it such a good book? Well, like many great stories, it's got a beginning, it's got a middle, and it's got an end. The beginning starts, well, at the front, and the end is at, well, the end. And along the way, you find different things happen, and you follow along with the story, and there's arcs, and there's ups, and there's downs, and all that sort of thing. Kind of like your life. For example, you have some chapters, if you're like me, that include being a sighted person. Maybe they're chapters 1 and 2, maybe they're chapters 1 through 10, maybe they're chapters 1 through 28, who knows? But you have chapters that include being a sighted person. Then at some point, you have a chapter all about you becoming a visually impaired person, becoming a blind person, a legally blind person, whatever you want to say. You have a chapter, or maybe a few chapters, about sight loss. And then every chapter that follows that one will be, let's say, sprinkled with vision impairment. Now, it won't be the main part of every single story, and it won't be the main part of every single chapter, but it will be sprinkled in there from time to time. And so your story, like many of us, has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And within the middle part that we're all kind of, in right now, the idea is that we have beginnings all the time. New beginnings, new things happen, like the normal stuff. You get your driver's license, or you graduate from college, or you get married, or you have a baby, or blah, 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 blah. Whatever it might be, you have new beginnings in your life. And for you and for me, if you're visually impaired and you lost your sight, then one of those beginnings is how you became a visually impaired person. One of those starts is losing your sight. And so your life is forever altered and forever changed. Now, let's jump back to the title of this video. I named it, My Story Does Not Have a Good Ending. And I named it that way on purpose. First of all, it's a little bit clickbait, so my apologies on that. But secondly, it does have very true implications. My story, and if you're like me with vision impairment, if you're watching this video, your story, we don't have a good ending. And the thing about it is, we don't have a bad ending. Why? Because we don't have an ending. One thing that The Velveteen Rabbit and other books that you've read over the years have in common is they all have an ending. The ending where it says the end, or it concludes the story, or whatever the case may be, it has an ending. But you see, with our story right now, if you're watching this video and if I'm making this video, I don't have an ending, and you don't have an ending. It's not over yet. If I can quote a very famous character, Doc Emmett Brown from Back to the Future Part 3, which, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen Back to the Future Part 3, you might not want to watch the rest of this video, at least skip over some of it. But he was talking to Jennifer, who's Marty's girlfriend, at the end of that movie, and she was showing him a piece of paper she had gotten from the future that had been erased. And she said, "It's erased," and he said, "Of course it's erased." And she said, "Why?" And Doc Brown said, "Because your future hasn't been written yet." You see, that's the thing that we often forget. When we lose our sight, we feel like it's over, it's done, we're completely finished, our purpose is gone, our value's gone, everything's over, and it's the end. And the reality is, it's not the end. Now, it is an end of something, an end of the chapters where you are a sighted person. That's over. Barring any medical breakthrough or miracle, that part of your story is over. Yes, the sighted part is over. But it is not the end of your story. Your book has a lot of chapters and a lot of pages left. They could be great chapters, they could be tragic chapters, they could be all kinds of different things, but the reality is, it's not the end. If you're watching this video, then it's not the end. Now, you may be having a very bad day. You may be having sad, mad, angry, depression, all these different emotions you may be going through. But remember this, if you're feeling emotions, then you know it's not over. And keep that in mind as you watch this video and as you live the rest of your life. Whether you lost your sight 2 months ago, 2 years ago, or 20 years ago, whatever it might be, your life is not over. Your story has not concluded. And I encourage you to continue to live the rest of your life that way, even during the sad days, the happy days, the great times, the bad times, whatever it is, your life isn't over. It's all chapters that are being written. Now, I know this message can seem a little motivational and vague and self-help like and whatever, but it's so important because so many people I've talked to and I've heard from that are going through vision loss or have gone through vision loss tend to experience a wide variety of emotions, a wide variety of feelings, a wide variety of thoughts and images in their head and all this stuff, and they're not sure what to deal with because they assume now their life is over. The reality is, it's just not. It may not be good right now. It may be very sad and it may be very hard, but be assured that it's not over. So take this day and make it the first day of the rest of your life. Hey, my question for you today is this. Do you ever feel like it's over? Do you ever feel like this is it? This is the end of my life. I have come to the conclusion and it's terrible and it's tragic. Do you ever feel that way? And if you do, how do you deal with it? How do you cope with it? How do you move forward to the next day? I'd love to hear about that, and I know others would as well, so they can find encouragement too. So let me know in the comments below. Hey, if you like this video, if you found it encouraging, make sure to give it a big thumbs up, share it with somebody you know, and smash that subscribe button so you don't miss another single video. And until next time, remember that sight loss isn't the end. It's just the beginning. My name's Derek Daniel from lifeaftersightloss.com, and I'll see you in the next one.